What was it like having FIFA president here today, checking out training?
It's impressive.
Right?
I mean, he's the president. I mean, it's almost like having our president here. But actually, Infantino is president of the whole world. So there's a difference there.
How was that handshake? Did it feel, any different?
It's good. No, he seems like a really nice man. He feels like a really, really down-to-earth, nice guy. I mean, we're just talking and seemed to interact with the players really well. But it was a great chance to meet a very important person in the soccer world.
And he's talking about Lumen Field. He's like, oh my God, the soul of this place. He feels genuinely taken by places you guys are every day. How cool is that part of it?
Well, it probably just gives us a little bit of a, reminder of how lucky we are to live here and play for this club and, have all the things here at the new facility. So it's great.
Are the conversations centering around your team or the event coming up next year and the 26th? Like, what do you guys end up chit-chatting about in those few minutes?
Well, my experience in the World Cup in '94, which was a pretty big part of my growing up and life, and just when people really experience a World Cup, if they're lucky to go overseas and all of that, it's great. But when it's going to come here in 26, people will be blown away. It's going to be so awesome, so great. It's great that we're hosting a ton of games here, and just put Seattle, firmly on the soccer map in this country.
You ever met a FIFA president before?
No.
Is this something you thought about back in the Lake City days, that you were shaking the FIFA president?
No.
Adrian mentioned how he can't possibly put more pressure on himself to sort of deliver on this whole endeavor that is coming up in the next few years. I would imagine on some level you feel that, and on another level you feel like you have to shield the players from it on some level, right? Or, I mean, how do you go about balancing those competing things, especially when you have
No, we're not going to shy away from anything, Jeremiah, the players and the coaching staff. I do feel similar to Adrian in some ways because, look, we want to represent our club, our city, our part of the world as best we can. And I think those of us that have been doing this, here at the club for a long time, we have a great deal of pride in what we've accomplished. But this is a tremendous opportunity for us to, multiply that by times 10, times 100. I mean, these are two of the biggest sporting events in the soccer world, and we're directly involved with, well, I don't know how much directly involved, but we're involved in both of them. So it's a tremendous opportunity, and I'm, give kudos to the Adrian and the staff and everybody pitching in.
Have you gotten any assurances or sense of what kind of resources that you might have available to yourself?
I have none. No, we're fixated on Portland.
Speaking of pressure, then, Portland, what do you feel for this? What is the stakes?
Guys are ready.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are watching training, but training was good today. Training was very good. So guys are ready.
Considering it's for not only Cascadia Cup, it's for seeding, it's for so many things.
Keep them down. Yes, that's for a lot.
Talk about how important it will be to finish this regular season on a strong note, especially against Portland.
Well, I think we already have. I mean, we've been the most successful team second half of the year. Us in Miami, it's good company to keep. But your point is well taken, because we don't want to just say, oh, well, it was just, okay, a little blip in the road. No, we want to make sure that we end on a good note and continue the momentum that we've already started to build.
Is it also important to sort of get over this hump of Portland at home?
Sure. You were going to remind me of that?
I can't imagine you needed to be reminded. Did you? I mean, probably didn't need to be reminded.
I know very well.
Although you know Portland very well, it is a team that has a gambit of players on the attacking end. They look very different when they play with Jonathan or whether they play with Felipe Mora. Do you focus on that specifically, on maybe who they're going to bring in and how you prepare for each one of those situations?
Well, we prepare for individual players and the group. Yes, we do. I won't know who he's actually going to play until we see the lineup sheet, but we kind of know. I mean, he's played a pretty good offensive type of style soccer. It fits his players that he has, and Phil's done a great job. So we'll be ready for him.
How's Joao Paulo doing, and how do you reintegrate him into the team coming back from this injury?
Well, he's just got to get back into it. He's got to get game fit, game minutes. The little cameo he had really wasn't, it was a tough way to put him in there, but, he'll do better the next game and the next game, and we'll build him back up.
Your team's had growth of awareness in terms of knowing when to keep the ball, when to go forward with it. How important is that being?
We're working on that, Maz. We're working on that. Each game's different, but we've made that a point of emphasis.
Then what have you seen from Christian Roldan just going in the middle and then in terms of that awareness?
He's been good. Him and Obed have been good. But I could say Albert's been good.
Sure. Alex
has been good. Yamar's been good. Steph's been good. We've closed out games in a lot of different ways.
Do you expect Raul or Cody Baker to feature at all this weekend?
Well, Cody Baker got injured. I don't know if that's why you're asking me. Preliminary reports are he's in concussion protocol, so he will be out. And Raul is fully available to play.
Is it too late for Braudilio to sort of find his way into the team?
He's got to work his way in the team. I mean, it's unfortunate his injury concerns over the course of the year, but look, Defiance has a playoff game coming up, so there's plenty of soccer to go around.
Coach, you've always done a good job of making sure that players that maybe are getting a lot of spotlight, like maybe Georgie and Paul are balanced or stay hungry. How have you been able to talk to those guys, and where are they at in that perspective?
I'm going to talk to him. Don't worry. I'll clean that up.
He doesn't know anything different. I'm just saying he's getting a lot of spotlight. I was just wondering where you're talking.
Look, they're two nice young men. I don't think the lights are going to go to their head in a bad way. It always affects people. And some people can understand it, process it, makes them feel better. The players that really are able to process the limelight are the ones that say, okay, let me reflect on why I'm getting this. Let me reflect on how I'm going to continue to get positive affirmation for what I do, and then make a plan and stick to it. And I think those two individuals have those abilities as human beings to do that reflection.
Did you try to convince the FIFA president to make it out to Seattle, Portland?
No. No. He doesn't want to see that. We do.
Have you heard anything about Obed, by the way? I'm sorry. I know you guys sometimes
Have
talk
you?
to the Federation. Has he been... I haven't, but have you... Any how much he's been playing,
I hope he plays.
practicing and all that?
I hope he plays. He didn't play the other day, but, I hope he plays today.